sort of 3 to 4 years down the track now, starting this project with Allie. And so it sort of feels like a really nice culmination of all the hard work that we put into it. So it's not often we get to feel really good about something we've done as a team. So it's great.
Welcome to Ecology Matters, a podcast from the Ecological Society of Australia. In each episode, meet a different ecologist. Discover what makes them passionate about Australian ecology, what their hopes and fears are for the future of our natural world, and why they think that ecology really does matter.
I knew I was going to be a field biologist.
I was like, yes, this is what I want to do.
I found that I had a real connection with the land in that area.
I don't think I'm going to be getting bored in the next 5 years, that's for sure.
I'm really interested in changing the world.
So yeah, I think it is going to make a big difference, which is exciting.
I think that's really cool to see that can actually make a really significant difference.
People are starting to appreciate cultural knowledge a lot more than what it would have been appreciated in the past.
I'm really hopeful it's going to make a really positive change to what's going on here.
Our guest this episode is Mel Wilson. Mel is the Natural Resource Manager of the Norfolk Island National Park. In partnership with PhD student Allie Nance, Mel designed an innovative way to manage invasive rodent populations on Norfolk Island. This work has led to improvements in the way that endemic plant and animal species on the island, including the endangered Norfolk Island Green Parrot, are protected from rodents. For this work, Mel was awarded the Ecological Impact Award in 2021.
I've got sort of a 20-year association with Norfolk Island now. My parents actually came over as teachers and I was sort of in a state of flux. So I came over here 20 years ago, and back then I was doing my university degree externally and I was just working in a cafe over here. But I instantly fell in love with Norfolk and it became my home immediately. And anyway, I finished my degree and went off and I worked out at Uluru for just over 10 years. And I was looking for a change. 10 years is a pretty long time out there. And a job came up here, and it had always been a dream to come back and use my degree here. And so I applied and couldn't believe it when I got the job. So back I came, and it was a dream come true to come back and work for the park. So I often feel like I have the best job in the world. Norfolk Island hosted the Island Arcs Symposium quite a few years ago now, I would say 8 years ago now maybe. And one of the people that came over from Monash was Rowan Clark. And so he was here, he looked around and he wanted to get in touch with the national park and see what sort of research collaboration was available. And he started by sending just an honours student over. And so the honours student began the work that Allie then continued. But we actually have a number of students through Monash now, probably 4 or 5 PhD candidates through Monash University now. And so it's been an amazing collaboration, not just for us, but it benefits the whole island. And that's one of the great things I think about coming here as a researcher is the difference it makes is an island-wide difference. It's not just the national park. So rodent control here on the island has been happening for such a long time, since 1993. The first rodent bait stations went in, and it's sort of been pretty much, with only small changes, it's been pretty much just going the same way for all these years. And so now to be doing this work with Allie and really changing up what we've been doing here for so long, it's really exciting for everyone. And we're hoping we're going to get a really good result from it, because our fauna really needs it. Our fauna and flora both need this rat control work to work. We've been working really hard with Allie to come up with different methods of doing things, and I'm really hopeful it's going to make a really positive change to what's going on here, because what was happening is that it had kind of gotten into a state where it wasn't working anymore, and it took someone like Allie to come and have the time and the experience, and she was a very, very good PhD candidate, and put some projects into place that we began to realize, hey, it really isn't working, and what can we do now? So it's been a really good collaboration that way. And it's also sort of led on to further research questions, and it's really solidified our relationship with Monash Uni, as well as a range of other research institutions. So like I said, being here, it can feel so isolated and so hard to network from here. And so this work with Allie has been a conduit to getting our names out in sort of the research world. It's been great. I'm really proud of Allie for what she's done, and her work that she's done here will live on probably for the next 10 years as we sort of implement all of these things that she's come up with. First thing is that I'm going to have to write a whole new strategy to do with rodent control. We've never really had one, and so it's a really opportune time to do it now because we're in such a state of flux and changing. But I can see us using this research that Allie's done to kind of build on a whole new way of controlling the rodents here, and whether that be through new innovation, particularly where we're trialling some things that have come out of New Zealand with their rodent control work. Norfolk's got a very similar biosphere to New Zealand. In fact, we're sort of more closely related to them than we are to Australia. And so using some of their strategies just makes sense to me. And so, yeah, it'll be a mix of using innovation, monitoring differently, and being more responsive, I suppose, rather than passively laying baits just all over the park, being more responsive in where we're seeing rodent activity go up and down, and changing our strategy accordingly. So, yeah, it's super exciting. Like, it feels like a huge achievement for the team. Like, Norfolk Island is so remote. We often feel like we're in just a very small bubble out here and sort of toiling away, working, trying to be innovative, even though we are such a long way from anywhere. And you know, there's a lot of issues with the work we do, things like shipping and even keeping rat bait on the island, and there's all these extraneous things that a lot of other people don't have to deal with. And so, like I said, we've got 56 threatened species here, and the rodents are our biggest issue. And so there's plenty of work for researchers who want to come over here. The problem is getting our information out there. And so, yeah, having an opportunity to do that and highlight the work we've been doing on Norfolk is it feels great, as we're sort of 3 to 4 years down the track now, starting this project with Allie. And so it sort of feels like a really nice combination of all the hard work that we put into it. It's not often we get to feel really good about something we've done as a team, so it's great.
Ecology Matters is a podcast by the Ecological Society of Australia, a not-for-profit organisation supporting ecologists and ecological science in Australia. We acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present and emerging. To learn more about our work, follow us on social media, visit our website or sign up to our newsletter. You can find links to these in the show notes. This episode was produced by Grace Heathcote and Elodie Comprassi. The theme music is Glow by Scott Buckley. Lastly, thank you to all the ecologists who have taken part in this series and shared their perspectives on why ecology matters.